As I was saying, that afternoon, it was so good to be out of the worst for my area. But New England was still getting slammed by Henri as a tropical storm. I mostly had the heaviest rain on my side, and a lot of winds were mostly east side loaded, and a lot of the heaviest rain was west side loaded. But even on the west side, you still would have felt the wind, obviously. But it was not as strong as the east. I mean, New York City was setting a record for a lot of rainfall that day. Yeah, there was some flooding in New York. I was definitely on high alert for this hurricane, especially where I live. It was supposed to drain Long Island. It really was. At first, way before the Long Island threat, this hurricane was supposed to leave out to sea, and then all of a sudden it got blocked by this high pressure from curving out to sea. And it was being steered northwest. Yeah, that was really bad. That it triggered a lot of hurricane warnings. Yeah, Suffolk County was covered in a hurricane warning. It doesn't matter what part you are in the storm, even if you just get heavy rain. You still gotta be on high alert for this stuff. Hurricanes are not a thing to mess around with. No matter what category, or no matter which part of the storm you're on, you gotta be on high alert. Yeah, Long Island is not really prepared for hurricanes, unlike the Southeast. None of the Northeast is prepared. But we are definitely not safe from hurricanes. I am getting tired of people thinking just because they live in the Northeast, they are safe from hurricanes. No, you're not. You're definitely not safe from hurricanes. Do you remember what happened with Hurricane Sandy and Irene and Isaias and all those others? There's no way you guys are safe in the Northeast. I am getting sick and tired of this attitude of people in the Northeast saying that they're safe from hurricanes. Well, guess what? Every winter, you're gonna have to deal with a nor'easter or two. That's just like a hurricane. So you guys think you're safe? No, you're not. It's not really a good attitude to have when you get hit so hard by nor'easters. I mean, they're just like hurricanes. Think about it. Sorry, I heard my phone vibrating. So, the worst part of Henri was past us. And we still had heavy rain for that Monday. But the worst was over. We only got a little bit of rain the next day. And we also got a sun shower that day too. And Wednesday was my grandmother's wake, and that Thursday was the funeral. Yeah. It was a hard turn of events. That my grandmother passed away, and we had Hurricane Henri nearly threaten us. Yeah, we were almost out of power for a whole week. Just imagine that. It was a bad turn of events. My grandmother wasn't doing so well. She's been in a collapsed state for a long time now. And 3 years after my maternal grandfather passed, he passed in September 2018, like in the start of my senior year. Thankfully I postponed my Disney trip to September. I rebooked everything to late September because it would not be right if I left for Disney in August when my grandmother was like this. And even with the hurricane, I couldn't leave my pets in the dark for like over a week. So that's another reason why I postponed. I mean, I'm also not gonna leave if everywhere's a mess and there's no power and everyone's fighting for material while I'm like on my way to the airport and stuff. But the severe case was my grandmother because family comes first and it's not right to go on vacation when she's like this in the hospital. I was fine with postponing the whole thing just because my grandmother needed us all. So, after the funeral and the wake was done, 5 days later, we had Hurricane Ida, which is something I'm going to talk about another day. Probably for the 6 month of anniversary of that. Yeah, I probably might do a 6 month anniversary video for Ida. For Hurricane Ida. If I ever get the chance. Like in March. Because Ida came to New York on September 1st of 2021. So I might do something like that in March. And I might do a video about my grandmother's passing and Hurricane Henri in the first anniversary too. Yeah, I might make a first anniversary video on this one about my grandmother and Henri by the time it's August. Like by the time it's her anniversary of her passing. Yeah, we had to go to the cemetery today because it was the 6 month anniversary of her passing. And we just had this service. It was supposed to go back there again in August for the 1 year anniversary of her passing, which is August 20th, which I already said. So, for a video, I might do an update on my grandmother and Henri during the first anniversary, too. Because that was the craziest time of our lives and very desperate. And I have every right to make a video like this. And by the way, today is the Daytona 500. And I know you guys expect to see me at my friend's house during this time, but I had the 6 month anniversary service today, so that one was much more important than Daytona. I mean, the 6 month anniversary of my grandmother's passing was much more important than Daytona 500 with my friend. So I had to do that instead of Daytona. Because remember, family comes first. Always put your family first before anything else. Even if it's a once a year event. So I guess that's it. Bye.